Welcome to High and Low Takes. I go by the name Ayo Mike, but the Denver Nuggets had another choke job. The Denver Nuggets keep choking. What is happening? I don't understand what's going on. You got Jamal Murray, you got Nikola Jokic, you got Mike Malone, Michael Porter Jr. Man, first and foremost, we got to start this off right now. I got the game on the other TV. Let me turn this off. I got the game. Let me turn the game off. Come on, game, turn it off. Because this just don't make sense. We got to talk about this. Something's going on. Like, what happens? How you get in? We got to talk about Michael Porter Jr. for a second. Look, I love what my man's is doing with the podcast. You know, I know everybody critique him for stuff. You know what I'm talking about. But look, that's my Christian brother. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? But ain't no way in the world you getting paid $180 million. You getting paid $180 million. And you only play consistently against the Lakers. This just don't make sense. Like, if it ain't Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, like, I'm looking for Michael Porter Jr. to be the next man up. All of us is. But he can't do that. I don't know what's going on. But this is my thing, though. I don't know if it's a Mike Malone type of thing or if it's a Michael Porter Jr. Because he was selling everything. That man's the best realtor in Denver. I don't know what's going on. He was laying bricks, selling real estate. He was selling everything. I don't know what's happening. And that's my thing, though. It's like Nikola Jokic, the Joker, got to do every single thing. Jamal Murray got to do every single thing. Man, what is happening with the Denver Nuggets? We were supposed to run this back to back because honestly, we needed to get this. The Denver Nuggets needed to get this back to back because if they didn't get this back to back, it's going to be hell to pay for next season. With all the new and up and coming teams that's coming, you got SGA. He just got out. So you got him coming up next. Ja coming back. You know, you got Dallas. Lord, I mean, I'm not worried about the Lakers. Not worried about the Lakers, but you always got to make them a contender. What they got, if LeBron is there, they always going to be a contender. So you got to think about that. I mean, there's just so many different teams in the West. Oh, I mean, we talking about Minnesota now too. So I mean, like, it's so many teams. But my thing with the Denver Nuggets is Mike Malone, you got to do something different, bro. You got to do something different besides the two-man game. The two-man game can't be the whole game plan. It's like, that's all we do. Two-man game. And then give it to Aaron Gordon in the dunker spot. Like, that's the only thing that we're doing. That's it. It got to be some other type of play you can do. There got to be some other type of something you can. There got to be something. Look, I'm not a coach. You know, I know a little something. I'm just the biggest fan of the game. That's all. But my thing is, it got to be something different you can do. It got to be something else. You can't keep doing the same old thing. Two-man game. Oh, pick and roll with Jamal and Joker. Then next thing you know, Joker takes the three, or he's posting somebody up. Or either Jamal Murray, he runs and he shoots. Or he hitting the three. And we throw it to Michael Porter Jr. on the three-point line. And then Aaron Gordon in the dunker spot. KCP, defense and three. I mean, it's redundant at this point. It's redundant. It just don't make sense. We just be walking backwards. It's like we're walking backwards. It doesn't make sense. We don't got a bench. I mean, Christian Brown, I like him. He's nice. He got to work in his offensive game. I feel like Peyton Watson, he's nice too. We got to work on the offensive game on him too as well. Like, Mike Malone got to get it in order. That's my thing with Mike Malone is like, sometimes he's so stubborn. He's so stubborn, bro. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, many games ago when we was getting beat in game 2. And then in game 6, we had a chance to close it out. It didn't happen. We lose by all them points. Like, come on. We lose by all them points and we don't come out of there with no type of, okay, we're going in this direction. Game 7 is here. And by halftime, we up by a good pretty much amount. And the next thing you know, and it all comes tumbling down. Come on. This don't make sense. Joker shouldn't have to be in the game the whole time. We let go of Bruce Brown last year. And I'm like, man, Bruce Brown, I said it too. I was like, Bruce Brown, he won't be no problem. We'd be good. Jeff Green, we won't be no problem. We'll be good. But one thing I look back on when I look about that mistake that I said when I said that, Jeff Green, I still think we good without him. You know, but he's great for like the veteran presence. You know what I'm saying? He was great for the veteran presence, you know, that on the team. too as well. And then you also got Bruce Brown, like he hot and streaky. He gonna be on the bench and he gonna put up points. Who else on the bench is doing that? Nobody else on the bench is doing that. Nobody else on the bench is putting up points. It's like everybody is just lollygagging, bro. Like, and my thing about Michael Porter Jr., Mike Malone, you got to put Michael Porter Jr., like, let him get some mid-range shots off. It's like, I don't never see no plays drawn up for Michael Porter Jr. unless it's a three-pointer. But it's not even plays drawn up for him as a three-pointer. It's like when all the play breaks down, when the play breaks ultimately down, it's like, okay, throw it to Michael Porter Jr. And then he gonna hit the three. Or if it's a rebound, offensive rebound, throw it out to Michael Porter Jr. He'll hit the three. And that's my thing, man. He's not consistent with the three. But my thing is, I don't think that's his. I'm starting to think, I don't think that's his game. That's what I'm starting to think about. I really don't think that's Michael Porter Jr. game, how we just throwing him the ball with a three and he just shooting it. I think he has to have the ball in his hand and get in a rhythm. I don't think he's a spot up shooter like that. And that's why I think he's so inconsistent with the 3-point shot. Like it's some games where he hitting it like crazy. And then there's some games where he's not, like he's kind of off, and not even kind of way off. So that's my problem. We got to get this thing together. We have to make some type of adjustment. Like Mike Malone got to do something, come up with some new offensive schemes. Like we got to, I think that's why a lot of people don't put him in that upper echelon of coaching, even though he was right on the cusp of that. Like he was right on the edge of that, of being like in that Ty Lue conversation. You know what I'm saying? Or the other great coaches. When you think of, people say, man, Ty Lue had LeBron, But my thing about Ty Lue, when you watch the Clippers play, you see him throwing different, schemes out there, different offensive schemes, different defensive schemes. It's like his end game changes. When it's Mike Malone, it's like he's doing the same thing. It's like he believes in his guys. I believe in you. Keep going. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. It's gonna go down. It's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It got to be something different. Got to be some type of offensive strategy. You keep relying on players just to go off, man. He need to set them boys up in the right position to make the play. Joker set up in the right position to make the play. Jamal Murray set up in the right position to make the play. Aaron Gordon is in one spot, and he's only set up in the right position to make a play. It's when his game is on. So when Aaron Gordon is hot, he gets hot not from a play drawn for him. He gets hot for a play that breaks down. And then that's when he's like, oh, he on this game today. He gave you this many points. He gave you 27, 29 points. He was able to contribute in a big way. But he was only able to contribute because the whole play broke down within the game. And that's my thing, though, man. That's my thing. Like, it's got to be some type of, I don't know, man. Mike Malone got to do some soul searching. The GM got to get some bench players. We got to have some bench players. We have to have some bench players. Like, we got to have some. It's just time out for all this. Just running it back. That's my thing, too. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Mike Malone is a great coach, but he is not Greg Popovich. I swear, Greg Popovich, I feel like, I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Greg Popovich started that thing of where if the team is playing bad out on the court, I'm not going to call a timeout. I'm going to sit there and let them figure it out. So if they go down by 20 or 30, I'm not going to call a timeout. I'm going to let them figure it out. But it's like Mike Malone. Mike Malone does that. But you don't have Tim Duncan. You don't have Tony Parker. You don't have Manu Ginobili. You don't have Boris Diaw. Like, come on. Like, you don't have these players. And I'm not saying that those players are way better than the Denver Nuggets. What I'm saying is that a lot of those guys at the time were seasoned vets. They were in a system that Greg Popovich been doing for over a decade. So my thing is that now you got the Denver Nuggets and Mike Malone trying to coach them like that. And I feel like he's trying to say, you guys going to get your rhythm. It's going to kick in and you just keep doing and you keep doing. No, bro, draw up something. Draw up something. Nikola Jokic can't go to the post all the time. It's 2 7-foot guys on him and Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. And then at the same time, you got Jaden McDaniels. You got Anthony Edwards. All these guys are tall and strong. Like, man, he persistent, man. He persistent. Like I said, Michael Porter Jr. laying the foundation. He was building bricks, laying bricks. And then at the same time, he was selling. He was selling the houses he was building. That's the thing with Michael Porter Jr. He was selling the houses he was building. Jamal Murray, the same. But my thing with Jamal Murray, too, as well, I think he needs to attack a little bit more in the paint. Nikola Jokic. My thing with Nikola Jokic, I feel like he shot too many threes. He shot way too many threes. And that's the thing about it. Like, he shot way too many threes, and then at the same time, he was still shooting them. He was shooting the threes thinking that they was going to pop off, and he still kept going because nobody else was making them. Nobody else was aggressive. It's like everybody wanted to go to Cancun already. Everybody was packing their bags, and it was ready to go. And that's the thing. It's like, it's a sad day, man. It's a sad day. Cause I honestly don't know if the Denver Nuggets, like, if we ever gonna. I feel like we're gonna get back to that point. We're gonna get back there. We're gonna get back there. But we have to make some changes. I mean, that's just what it is. We gotta. It's like it's time out for developing people. Like we can't. You have only way you can really. I believe only way you can really sit and develop people is if you have a strong core unit. But the thing about the Denver Nuggets, like, we got a strong core unit, but you got to drop something different for them. You have to drop something different for them. It can't be the same thing every single time the ball is in Nikola Jokic's hand and Aaron Gordon bringing it up, Jamal Murray. People is going to figure that out. You see what the Minnesota Timberwolves did? It's not only that they had a great defense. It's like, man, what we know what y'all doing. Y'all doing the same exact thing. It's nothing different. It's nothing new. It's no new type of ambiance. Y'all doing the same thing. So you know what? Y'all do it very well. Y'all do it exceptionally well. But we going to get in there. We going to steal it. Like AE, he stole the ball from Jamal Murray. I mean, a couple of times, Karl Anthony Towns was bullying Nikola Jokic. I wouldn't say he was bullying him, but he was getting physical with him. But Nikola Jokic was tired. You know, the Joker, he was kind of tired. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing, though. It's like the Joker is not LeBron. The Joker is not LeBron. LeBron is a top 3 player all time, arguably top 1. You know, so Nikola Jokic, the Joker, like, he can be. I feel like he can be top 10 all time, but right now he definitely top 15. You know, so, and that's just my opinion. I feel like he top 15, top 20, you know, but I feel like he cracking that top 10 a little bit. But that's another conversation for another day. Not trying to get to that. He is the best Denver Nugget. Some people say Melo, but it's Joker. You know, so man, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Like I said, Mike Malone has to draw up something different and better for the team. He has to be more wise in these coaching adjustments. The GM got to get some bench players. Like, it's many bench players like that we could have got in the offseason. Like, I don't know what he was doing. And like, I like Julian, you know what I'm saying? That's the player that's on the bench, like, rookie. I feel like he could be great. I seen him come in the game and shoot a couple threes. I was like, oh man, I didn't see him miss. I'm not saying that I didn't see him miss. Not saying that somebody probably saw that he missed, but I'm just saying I didn't see him miss. You know, and he looked fluent. He looked, fluid out there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr. got to do better. But Mike Malone, ultimately, I put this more on Mike Malone than Michael Porter Jr. when I had time to think about it, because I don't think that's his type of game. Like, I'm just going to shoot the three. You know, I'm not a set shooter like that. Like, I think he need to put him like KD, put him in the mid-range, let Michael Porter Jr. go in the paint from time to time, because he can dunk. We seen what he do when he dunks. And also, too, then put him on a 3-point line. Let's see what's cracking. Let's see what happens. You know, so that's where we at with Denver. That's where we at. I mean, that's the State of the Union address. Hear ye, all of that. Look, we got to get it, man. And that's just what it is. Look, but that's another episode of High and Low Takes. I go by the name Ayo Mike. I'm out.